Okay, so now we've done 3 cubes in 1 point perspective. Now we're going to try something with 2 point perspective, okay? So just like we did with the 1 point perspective, we're going to draw a horizon line. And then last time we labeled it out, this time we'll just initial it, HL, horizon line. All right, so what I want you to do is you're going to draw 2 vanishing points near the edge of your paper. Not all the way to the edge, maybe leave about 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch is good. Since I did a 1/2 an inch, we'll call it 1/2 an inch, you know, around 1/2 an inch. Okay, so that's where you want your vanishing points. These vanishing points right here, VP, not vice president, vanishing points. That's what they are, okay? So now we got a horizon line and we got 2 vanishing points, all right? So here comes the fun thing. So last time we drew 3 cubes, one above the horizon line, one below the horizon line, and one on the horizon line, okay? So we're gonna do the same thing this time, okay? So when you're doing 2-point perspective, you start with the edge of your object, whatever it is you're drawing, okay? So there's, with the 1 point, you do the side. With 2 point, you do the edge, okay? So we start with just a line. This is where a lot of students get confused when we're drawing with 2-point perspective. It's after you get it down, it can be simple, but sometimes I still get caught up with this, all right? But anyway, let's try, we'll do the bottom one first, okay? So the thing is, you take this is the top of the edge and the bottom of the edge and the top of the edge. You take the bottom of the edge and you'll connect it to that vanishing point. I'm sorry, Verizon. Thinking about my phone. All right, and then we'll take the top of this edge and connect it to this vanishing point, all right? So now you got one side, and then you take the bottom of this edge and connect it to the other vanishing point. Now remember, these are your guidelines, so draw light when you first draw these, okay? And then you're going to take the top of this edge and connect it to the other vanishing point, all right? So 2 vanishing points, 1 edge. Now you got 2 sides, 1, 2. Now, here is the magic, all right? You ready? So you take this is your edge here. Now you slide it parallel over. Keep it parallel with this edge, then you draw in between those 2 guidelines. Now you got one side complete. Now you're going to take your ruler or your whatever straight edge you're using, line it up with the edge, the first edge that you had, and bring it over again, parallel. Now, if you have a hard time sliding and keeping it parallel, you still got another edge of your straight edge, right? So, boom. There you go. All right. Now, to make this thing a cube, you're going to take the top of your new edge and connect it to this vanishing point. Now, if you look at it, you're already connected to this vanishing point, so you don't have to go there again. Now you're going to connect this one. You're already connected to this one, so all you got to do is bring it back to the other vanishing point. All right, so line it up, connect to the vanishing point, make sure you double check it, then boom. You don't have to bring it all the way across because guess what? You're going to erase it anyway. So you go back and erase your guidelines. Let me get my eraser before I tear up this pencil eraser anymore. All right, and now there's your first cube. Right? Boom. All right, so same thing with the next one. Bottom of the edge, top of the edge. Bottom of the edge, top of the edge. Same thing here. That's the edge. If you line up this edge right there, bring it down, Do the same thing on this side. And that's kind of a wide space. I like mine a little thinner, but you can do yours. Doesn't matter like where you put it, it's gonna be fine. We'll do an assignment with these. Man, see how we could do this for days. I do a couple of different projects with these, but this year is a little different. So maybe what we'll do is we'll revisit this one later in the year, but I might have to reteach it. But anyway. Alright, so there's, because form, you can do so much with form. But this is just kind of like an intro. Alright, so now there's your other cube. Now you got two cubes in 2-point perspective. And then the last one is above the horizon line. Now see how, once you get the hang of it, you don't even have to go all the way down with your guidelines. You can stop. This one that floats above is really cool. Alright, so now all we need to do is connect the last piece, the last two pieces. There we go. Okay, now we got a floating cube, just like we did with the 1-point perspective, but now we have them in 2-point perspective. Okay, that's it. All right, so you can add some shading to these bad boys. Put the light wherever you want. You know, if you get the light coming from this way, then the shadow is going to be down here. This is going to be shaded, and shadow here going this way, shadow here going this way. Let's do that. Since we did the light on the other one, on the other side, we'll have the light on this one. So it would be dark under here. All right? And I'm just doing this quickly. You guys can take your time. I like to, when I'm really shading, I'll take a Kleenex or something, and then smudge it with a Kleenex. You can even use another sheet of paper if you want, and it'll do a nice little smoothness. But your finger works just fine. You know, you can shape out where you want it. Fingers work just fine to create a little blending. You just gotta work on it. Thumb works even better. All right, so that's it. That's the gist of it. Erasers are really good tools too for drawing. Sometimes just think of your eraser as another drawing tool. Something you draw with. So when you're drawing with your pencil, you're adding. When you're using your eraser, you're subtracting. All right, so there you go. 2-point perspective cubes. All right. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial.